Okay, hi guys. So today I woke up and I wanted to post, but I didn't want to post. So here's the thing, right? So when I created the Imperfect Place, it was supposed to be a place of imperfection. It was a place for me to break the rules of what social media and particularly YouTube want, which is like, posting on a regular schedule, making sure your content is edited, making sure that you're this, you're that. It was just a space for me to do it. So these the Imperfect Place videos are going to be my first take. I will take one and only take, and that's it. And it will be unedited. All the bloopers, all the fumbling, all the noise, it's going to be there because that's what I want this space to be. So as I was talking about what I wanted this space to be and what it is, and then the conversation became like, okay, so how was I going to be like growing my followers? Because which I want to say, oh guys, I made over 150 views on my first video, and I am so grateful, and almost like a 50 views on the Imperfect Place, the first episode. So I am grateful for that, and I'm grateful for the support, and I'm just really happy about that. And I'm just trying to see how to grow your channel and stuff like that. That is something I do want. Like, I'll be honest with you, like I'm not gonna be pretending, be like, oh guys, and I never expected it. I'm working towards growing my channel. That's something that I will be honest about. That is an ambition I want to be put out there, that I would love this platform to grow. I would love this platform to touch as many people as possible, and I would love it to be an alternative to the mainstream narrative, which brings us to point number 2. Yeah, right? Do you watch Black Mirror? Yes, Black Mirror. That's the name of the series. If you watch Black Mirror, and I'm sorry if you haven't watched it and you're gonna watch it, the spoilers, but it's really important that I spoil it for you so that you understand. It's really important. My point. I promise I will not make spoilers if they're not important, but these are important. So I don't actually watch Black Mirror. I've never really watched Black Mirror religiously. I think I should actually, but there's one episode that I've watched twice, which doesn't often happen with me, but I've watched it twice. And in this episode, it's about a whole world where everyone works to become a reality star, and it talks about like people do like almost like like next great star thing, and then they do it, and then so this guy is in love with this girl. She ends up winning the lottery, and they sacrifice a lot to get her on the stage, and once she get on this stage, they make her drink this drink called compliance. And then once she drinks this drink called compliance, she goes on stage and does basically everything what they asked, which is asked to do, and basically she ends up just being a porn star. That's really basically, and she's got her face, and this guy can't run from it, so now he feels guilty, like, oh my gosh, that's how I understood it, how I made this girl do this. And then now this is the important part, and then he decides that he was going to he was gonna change the system. He was going to break the system, and he went on stage and he pretended like he had drank the drink compliance, but he didn't drink it. Then he goes on stage and he's like, I'm gonna kill myself, and he threatens to kill himself, and he says all these passions like, we are crazy, and everyone's like, wow. So these judges are like, okay, this is not what we planned. So they play along. They're like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. Then they turn him into a star, and all of a sudden his resistance that was supposed to break the system becomes something that is commodified. Now, why is this important? Firstly, he didn't drink the juice compliance, so it just shows, I think for me it was that whole idea of like, we always act like people are forced to buy in, but sometimes we buy in by choice, because he could have been like, I don't want to be famous, and killed himself. But he didn't, because part of him wanted to be part of this system, wanted to be famous, wanted to have all the benefits and whatever. And I think that's why I found myself this morning, because last night I was like, oh my gosh, here's what I'm gonna talk about on Imperfect Place. I'm gonna talk about A, I'm gonna talk about B, and I'm gonna talk about C. Basically, you guys were gonna get a video that was a motivational speech. That is what this video was going to be. And as I was doing it, I realized that's not what I want this to be. And it's not like the world is commodifying me in any way, but I think there's a danger in myself commodifying myself. I say that I want this place to be imperfect. I want this place to be genuine. But at the same time, if I'm playing by the exact same rules, am I really being different? Am I really being imperfect? Am I really being authentic? And I don't know the answer to that. I might end up doing daily vlogs, maybe, if I have anything to say. Genuinely, that is on the moment, impulsive, passionate, that's on my mind, I will share it. But one of the things that I realized I don't want to be creating content, because I really projected myself into the future, and I was like, do I really want to be having something to say every day? Like, that's when people start saying nonsense, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's when people say a lot of uncouth things, and people say problematic things, because you want to always stay relevant and you want to always stay producing content, and that's not what I want to do. I don't want to always be producing content. I don't want to always be talking, because I think, and as much as I love talking and I believe in the power of talking and the power of raising our voices, there is something to be said about silence, one. And secondly, I want the Imperfect Place to be exactly that. I just want it to be a place of authenticity. And the more I script myself, the more I tell myself I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to start slowly erasing parts of myself or creating an image of myself that's not exactly what it is. And that's not what I want to do. I want to be me, messy and flawed and rambly and talking a lot about a lot of things and just figuring it out. So that's one of the things that I was thinking about. Like, I don't want to be, I know people want a regular schedule so they know what to expect, but honestly, life is not like that. I'm sorry if you're watching this, but that's the truth. Life isn't like that. If I show up in front of your screen every day and I have something to say, chances are after a while I'm gonna start saying nonsense, or I'm just gonna start plagiarizing, because I don't personally feel like none of us are that interesting. Like, we're not that interesting. So I just wanted to say that. And this video, in as much as it is for you guys to understand what the Imperfect Place is, it's also for me to remind myself and to put something that puts me accountable, to say, like, the Imperfect Place isn't about posting every day or on a regular. This is not motivational, whatever. If it motivates you, well done, and I'm grateful. But the truth is, this is just supposed to be a platform where I can be authentic. And some days that might mean I post every day for a week, and some days that might mean I post once a month, or I post whenever the feeling gets to me. But what I want is a place of authenticity, and to have that authenticity, both myself as somebody making the video and you, somebody watching the video, we need to meet each other in a place of no expectations. I think because when you don't have expectations of me to deliver a certain content, it allows you to understand what I'm hearing, what I'm saying. And when I have no expectations of myself to constantly be churning out information, it forces me to be in a place where I come to you in front of the screen with more authenticity, and preferably with much more of value to say that is relevant and that is true and that is honest. Like, I don't know how this is gonna work, because I might be like the guy in Black Mirror and be like, oh, I'm ready, and then all of a sudden I'm at like 1 million subscribers, and I'm like, oh guys, I'm just gonna vlog every day because, you know, that's what the algorithm wants. I don't know. I mean, but I'm just saying, future Q, if you're watching this, and to all my supporters and subscribers who are, you know, watching this now, hold me accountable, remind me to be my authentic self. And I hope if you're watching this, you're reminded to be your authentic self. There's so much pressure to show up in the ways people expect, on the schedules that people have expected, and the systems people have created. And it's hard to find your authenticity, and sometimes you get lost, because to be honest with you, all of these pressures that I'm putting, they're literally all in my head. All in my head. No one else is in my head. No one is saying to me, Hugh, you need to produce content every day. But I feel like I have to produce. I don't even know why. Okay, fine, I know why. It's good for you. It helps you grow your channel. But the truth is, beyond growing the channel, beyond growing this YouTube platform, I want to do things that add value. Don't you want to do things that add value? Like, do things that add value and do your truth. And now, of course, I know I say this is not going to be a motivational talk, but I really am going to just say, look, I'm one of those people who've lived my life, a lot of my life, doing what's expected of me. And it's gained me a lot of things. It's gained me trophies that I love, trophies that I enjoy. It has opened doors for me that could not have been opened if I was anything but what I was. And it has made me, there's certain aspects of who I am that I deeply rooted in the fact that I adhered to what was expected of me. But in the same time, I am also in a phase in my life where I'm realizing that it is okay to follow your truth and to just really feel it out. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right at the first try, but you do have to keep trying to do your best and to show up and to be imperfect. And I welcome you guys to the Imperfect Place, to show up and be imperfect. Please be imperfect in my comments, and just share your story and be who you are and do whatever it is that you want. But I promise you, one of the things that I learned and this is a secret because it took me a very long time to, I knew it in my head, but I didn't know it in my heart. And in my heart, sorry, I was trying to figure out where my heart is, but my heart is the world won't stop just because you decided to do what was good for you and what was right for you. This has just been such a difficult lesson for me to learn, but it really is. And I think with YouTube as well, because like I said, these imaginary pressures that I'm putting on myself, that I am sort of, I feel absorbing from this system and all of these things of expectations of how I've seen other people do it, it makes me kind of wonder if I'm on the right path of doing what I'm doing. And I don't know, you know, but what I do know is that I want this to be an authentic journey and to be something that doesn't erase me but edifies me. So as we do that in a perfect place, we mess up, we change, we grow, we evolve, but we always stay authentic. So until next time, and I don't know what that is, I'm not making any promises, but I promise you when I show up on your screen again, it will be to add value to both you and to myself. So until next time, take care of yourself, be safe, wash your hands, socially distance, and stay at home, okay? I love you guys, and I'm so grateful. I'm really, really grateful. If you've watched to this point, I am so grateful. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay. I'm just kidding, but I really do, and I'm so grateful. And yeah, and I feel like I keep saying goodbye like a lot of times. You know, like when your mom goes to church and then she won't leave, and you guys stay in the car park for 2 hours after the service. This is what this goodbye is starting to feel like. So I'm gonna stop rambling and go now. Bye bye.